collectible giveaway every week on this YouTube channel, Big Collectables. And let me get out the way. Move my ugly mug. Look, we have something very interesting right here. By the end of this video, you're going to discover what Roblox is if you don't know, and what kind of impact that's going to have for NFTs in general. So this video is promoted by Dr. Strange, hip hop artist. Add his music to your rotation, something new, something fresh, something fly. Link in the description. And moving on, I am going to go ahead and hit play, and let's consume this content, this news together, because I found this extremely interesting.
Avatar Realism plans to add NFT-like limited edition items. So they mention right here, in a developer conference that was announced on Thursday, Roblox painted a picture of what's next for the overall world. The Roblox co-founder and CEO, David Baszucki, outlined his plans to spruce up player avatars, introduce new in-game monetization streams, and streamline the experience for developers dreaming up their user-generated content that turned the company into a massive success at the intersection of gaming and social networking. They also mention here, on Thursday, Roblox announced a few meaningful changes in this direction. The first is layer clothing, a visual update that will make avatars' outfits more realistic and dynamic, so your favorite Roblox...
Why this is interesting and why I found this to be very important is because my kids love Roblox. They play Roblox. They're crazy over Roblox. They want... it's so funny because the two older ones will kind of show off what they have. Oh, look, I have this, I have that. I look this certain way, okay? And they love it. They love it. They're super addicted to it. Why this is important is because I look back, and you need to do the same. Look back to see what were you doing, what were you into when you were 8 years old, 10 years old, 12 years old. And my neighbors, they're 12, they play it. My son, 8, plays it. My 5-year-old plays it. So you're looking at the age range between 5 and 12. I know for a fact it's hot, it's popping. That's what they're doing. So what happens? When I look back, when I was that age, I was into Transformers, G.I. Joes, comic books. I got into sport cards a little bit later, but point is, all these things are what we have emotional ties to, because we want to kind of have that memory when we go and when I look at this old comic book, and I'm like, oh man, that McFarlane Spider-Man issue 1, black and silver cover. I'm like, oh man, I remember when I got that. I remember walking to the, taking the bus to the comic book store and scooping that up and blah, blah, blah. My Garbage Pail Kid cards when I was in kindergarten, collecting those. I remember crossing Jamaica Avenue. And for a kindergartner, that was, a risky proposition for me, but the reward was worth the risk for me. Me as a parent now, but that's a whole nother story. So what I'm thinking is, when my kids and my neighbors' kids and all these other kids that play Roblox, when they are 15 years from now, when they're in the workforce, when they own businesses, when they have, when they have their money ready to be invested, what are they going to invest in? Are they going to invest in their dad's type of collectible, Transformer old school Transformer, or is it going to be an old school comic book that I may cherish because I have an emotional tie because I remember collecting it? Or is it that they're going to look for stuff like this that's tied to the blockchain, an NFT from a game that they played for hours when they were a kid growing up? Or maybe they still play it. And I want to apply this to Veve. Veve is the same deal. These people who are these collectibles that are coming out, they're exactly that, collectibles. There's an emotional tie to a lot of these. They're talking about Pokemon coming. They talk. We've got Marvel, DC. We got Ghostbusters. We've got Star Trek. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. And it's just that I felt like I was about to start rhyming right there. So I feel that this is very important. Let's just keep going.
Virtual jean jacket will fit on your character model, whether you're a humanoid version of yourself or a dinosaur. Clothing will fall around avatars and drape naturally like it would in a more photorealistic game. Here's a closer look at what those avatars will end up looking like. We can see that there's different clothings, different layer of clothings, different styles, and all of these different aspects of clothings could be NFTs. So moving on, they also have announced, beyond improving the avatar experience, Roblox has announced plans to introduce limited edition items, an interesting new way for people to make money in form of Robux, which is actually the currency that is used within Roblox. And Roblox creators can put these items they design up for sale for a set period of time or in a limited run, building an element of collectability into the game's well-established virtual economies. So that does sound a lot like NFTs. Now, I know it's not exactly like NFTs because it's not associated with the blockchain, but they are creating some sort of NFT-like experience in Roblox. Another interesting note is that creators can also generate money off the subsequent sales of enabling royalties, which is also another shared connection that NFTs do have. So I think this is absolutely huge news for Roblox and the overall gaming space. They can envision a future where all of us are communicating and representing our...
I want to pause it right there. NFT verse, check him out, YouTube, like his video, just subscribe to him. He's got like 23,000. This is a big dog. But still, show him love. Drop a comment on his channel. Let him know that little big collectables is sending people his way. He's got, dope ass video.
Within a digital world. Now, I'll reiterate again, they are not implementing NFTs just yet. There is no blockchain that is associated with it. They have no cryptocurrency or anything like that. But they are starting to implement NFT-like features within the game of Roblox. We have to also recognize the user base for Roblox is incredibly young. So they're not going to get involved with cryptocurrency or even have the understanding of the space. But by implementing these subtle NFT-like features, you're kind of setting up your user base, the Roblox user base, to get ready for NFTs and cryptocurrency in the future. And like we just said, Roblox already has a form of digital currency which is called Robux. You use Robux to actually buy digital assets within the game. And this world, this metaverse, has been active for an extremely long time now. We can take a look here that as of April 2020...
Yeah. So, believe me, I know all too well. I'm familiar with Robux. So, all right. So, it's not tied to the blockchain. But regardless, you can get ahead and apply this to what we are doing over at Veve. Okay, we see that Roblox, they know what time it is. They know that they're going to have, maybe it's going to happen. Maybe they're setting themselves up, like he said, for the future, to be an NFT with these skins and whatnot. But what Veve is doing is, bar none, the way to go, because people will feel it's one thing to just buy a digital asset and have a digital asset that could be mass produced, but to have that one numbered that you have, look, this is my number, just like a numbered card, sports card. It's a numbered card. You already know how many are available. You already know, it's just it's more personal. So I wanted to get ahead, and I saw this, and I was like, man, I know what my kids are into, and so we have to just, as an investment, if that's what you're trying to do. And look, I'm not a financial advisor. You have to think of, where is the demand gonna go? Be ahead of the curve, and that's where your profit is made. So I see my kids are all into digital. They love the digital comic books on Veve. They love the digital figures on Veve, the AR, all of that. They dig that. Now, don't get me wrong. They dig the old school stuff too, but to a point. They're like, oh, wow, Dad, that's cool. You had that when you were a kid? Okay. All right, can you please pass me my tablet so I can look at that, play with the AR, and look at your your Batman figure, your Spider-Man, or Captain America, or let's look at the comic book on your phone. That's where their attention is. So let's keep that in mind. Look, this is going to just continue growing in popularity as the time goes. And Roblox, they have the attention from that next generation. So we got to keep an eye out on this for sure. All right, everyone. Good luck in all of your investment decisions and be safe out there.